Andy here, the wizard, one half of Wizaid, just here to give everyone a little bit of a rundown on magnesium or Epsom salt bathing and benefits and why it's good, what it's good for holistically. Obviously, holistics being for the mind, the body, and the soul, energetics, all the rest of it, physical. We are energetic beings, and we are spiritual beings living a human experience. So yeah, it's good to incorporate this sort of stuff into your practices. It's very good for your health. I mean, it aids in detoxification in a big way, because a lot of us, especially because of the environmental toxins that are all around, also in the water, in food, environmental, as I said, in products that people are unaware of, just all roundabouts, that it's hard to control how much you're exposed to at all times, and it's hard to be aware of it all. So what I do is I exercise basically every day, bar Sunday. It's probably my least day of exercise, so I'm regularly exercising. Probably 2 to 3 times a week I do high intensity training for anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. So I feel like I have to match that in terms of cleaning out my body and allowing my body to function in a more harmonious way by doing a cleanse and a detox of my system. And I although I do it with some supplementation also, and herbs, I also use magnesium or Epsom salt baths. As you can see, that's our very own bag there, and we do infuse it with Reiki and sacred geometry coding energetically and charge it. And just to be honest, it's from the Zechstein seabed, and that's the only place on this planet where it's naturally occurring. So it's totally 100% natural, and then you'll have the chemical structuring that's the best for you and will aid in the highest possible benefit. As you can see here, I put my rose quartz crystal in, use my KD55 filter there just to get rid of as much as I can out of the water, because there's a lot of contaminants in the water here in Australia. I have it at about 40 to 42 degrees, so it's quite hot. I'll get in there very soon. It's a little bit of some plant action, conch shell and some shells there. I've got rose petals as well. I kind of use it as a self-care and self-love thing. That's my intention. It's always good to have intention with things that you do, and obviously do things as best as you can. So that's why I, cross my T's and dot my lowercase J's. Got the filter there. Charge it up a bit more with my crystals. I'll probably put a couple more crystals in there, to be honest. Yeah, and so the biggest benefit. I've also got my bottle of water. Don't forget to have a bottle of water there and your towel on hand. But I would do about. I've put 3 cups in there because I feel like I have a bit of stuff to push through, because I can just feel it in myself. And yeah, it's so the benefits here basically to be straight up and straightforward and honest about it, is it does differ for the individual, but most people, basically all people, need some sort of detoxification, especially through the skin. The skin's the biggest organ in our body, so it does tend to absorb a lot of things through the water system, through our food, environmentally, and also energetically. We cross into different pockets of energy all the time, and some are less beneficial than other areas, and so it's always good to have a practice like this. But it's really good for obviously cleaning the dermis of the skin and allowing for better thermodynamics of the body, so regulation of temperature, sweating. Also, it's going to assist with your liver in detoxing, because it'll take the extra load away, which sometimes is put on the liver by the lymphatic system when the lymphatic system's overrun and a bit sludgy, because it might have too much lactate or other toxins in it that it needs to get rid of, particularly if you're working in an environment that you're exposed to lots of chemicals and toxins. But we also do have the industrial contaminant skin cleanse, which is perfect for that and aids really well in detoxification in that way, especially with solvents and some real dangerous chemicals that are stored in the dermal layers there, and then can get into the bloodstream and into the system, creating more stress on the body and the system. But I'll do a movie on that as well, a video on that, and let everyone know, and you can see. And it's also good for cleaning your bath, really. It's got a lot of activated charcoal in it. So thermoregulation. Obviously, as I said, getting rid of lactate. And then what happens when you have a bath, the reason why I have it quite hot is I'm already getting the sweats here a little bit. And I haven't even been in the bath, just with the window closed. And yeah, so what happens is basically I hop in after about 10 minutes, my core temperature will get hot enough, and then it'll allow for cell transfusion. And then when the cell transfusion takes place, as much as the toxins as possible, so the ones in the lymphatic system directly under the skin, will definitely get flushed out, and it'll start creating a suction which will grab more out from the body and bring it up higher to the surface, which is why I said it's good to do. For me, I do high intensity training, and I live quite cleanly, but it is good to do 2 to 3 times a week. I feel the difference. It's really good. But on top of that, it's giving my liver a better chance, so it's giving me a better chance for rest and recovery. It's good for weight management and hormones, obviously balancing your hormones, because a lot of hormone stuff is linked to the liver and the thyroid. So your thyroid is basically it's your main center for maintaining homeostasis in your body. So this is going to help with lots of systems in your body. It's going to improve sleep, less muscle cramps and stuff. When the cell transfusion takes place, all the toxins come out, and at the very same time, there's a direct transfer where the magnesium and the good salts go into your body, and then it's just a case of hydrating yourself, staying well hydrated. And that's a big misnomer. People tend to think they're quite hydrated. A lot of people are partially dehydrated, some worse than others. Just because there's water in Coke or other drinks doesn't mean they hydrate you at all. And electrolytes, a lot of electrolytes. It's a bit of the whole supplementation, that's another story, but there's a lot of, let's just say, products that they don't match what the intention says it is. Don't think it has the integrity. There is a lot of products that are out there and more coming by companies that are set up and built on integrity and transparency and really do a lot of in-depth testing and bring people good quality ingredients of the highest quality, actually, and you're better off sticking with something like that. You get what you pay for in all these things. But yeah, so it's good to stay hydrated. And I mean, so what happens with hydration is the average person, basically across the board, an adult human should consume 2.5 liters of water a day. More if you're in a humid or hot climate, and if your body constitution is hot and you run hot, because you're going to be more susceptible to sweating, and obviously when you breathe and all the rest of it, you're going to expel more oxygen, more water, oxygen, carbon dioxide when you breathe out, which is great for the trees. Hence, your mates are right here, and they're giving me some oxygen. Yeah, but so basically, in order for your body to flush and detoxify, it needs at least 2.5 liters of water. That's just on a standard day. And in order for it to physiologically or functionally carry out the detoxification correctly, it requires for you to have the right mineral balance in your body. And that's where the Epsom salt bath is a real big thing, and that's how it plays in with all the other systems, because mineralization is the backbone of everything in the body. The body is predominantly water. Actually, in a molecular sense, it's 99.5% water. In a mass sense, it's around 70 to 75%, some a little bit more than others. It depends on usually where you're from and different things like that. Yeah, but in order for the actual water to be absorbed by the cells, because that's the whole objective. It is for the body to be mineralized and then take on the water when you drink water, just water. And then the cells, each cell, we have hundreds of trillions of cells within our body. Each cell will absorb a little bit of water and it will clean the cell. And then all of that junk that goes into the system then goes through and goes into the liver to be processed. And also the body uses the kidneys to expel it. And then obviously sweat, urine, breathing, and excrement. So yeah, if you're doing extra things to assist in that, you're putting less load and less fatigue on your body. So you're giving your adrenals a better chance, you're giving your digestive system a better chance. Everything's getting a better chance, all the systems. Yeah, and not to mention you can reduce any cramping, fatigue, improve sleep, as I said, and just basically all around energy levels, and you'll feel better for it. And it also has a mental sense as well. For me, it's quite hot. It'll probably get a bit cooler now. It's about 42 degrees, I think, so it'll probably be down to about 38, 39, which is still warm. But for me, I'll sit in here for 20 to 25 minutes. I'll do some breath work, which also really helps activate the diaphragm here, which when you do that allows for your lymphatic system to really push through all the stuff, so it'll really help me flush. And that about 70% of your lymphatic system through here works through your diaphragm, because your diaphragm, obviously when you breathe in and out, it's a muscle, your diaphragm, and then it contracts as you're breathing in and out. It contracts, contraction, contractive and eccentric, concentric and eccentric, contractions, which then will help push through all the toxins through your lymphatic system. So, yeah, I know I've gone into great detail, but I really like to be thorough with this sort of stuff because I take it really seriously. And as I said, so with all those things in mind as well, and it being holistic, it's a good way to practice some self-care, bit of love for yourself. Do it with the highest integrity possible, the best you can. And with that filter there, just getting all the other elements involved. The breath work's the mental health side of it. And also, have good thoughts and intentions. Like, I'm doing this for a reason. It's to make me feel better, and it's to aid in my mindset as well, by releasing all those things that no longer serve me. And if I need to have a little bit of a chat with myself while doing so, that's a good thing too. So I hope my video has been informative today, and I'd like to encourage everyone to take it more seriously, holistic health, especially when it comes to things like this. This is something it doesn't take a long time. You only need to set aside about half an hour. If you can do that twice a week, I guarantee pretty much that you'll notice the difference. It's unbelievable, and for some it'll be much more life-changing in a positive way than others. But it's a really good practice to have, and self-care and self-love practices are good for mind, body, and soul, and should be incorporated more, because it's part of life, and it's part of living your life from a better place. You got to embrace the change and be the change you wish to see in the world. So, hope this helps everyone. But sending out a bit of peace and love, and get on board with Wizaid, and we love all the support and all the help. I've been helping a lot of people over the last few years, and just looking to help even more with videos like this, and information which not everyone's getting. Okay, thanks guys.